Hey guys, Tuesday, May 13, 2025. Let's see what the Black Widow did today. Before we do that, let's see what's going on with the Commitments of Traders report. As you can see, I think the most important player here is the commercial. Commercial is very, 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 very quiet. Last week, or April 28th, 111 and change. May 5th, the week of May 5th, 112. Not that much movement. They're waiting for something, and then they're going to push the throttle. That's what commercial is doing. Large speculators are slowly shorting. Maybe they're getting a whiff of this move, but not that much movement, but they're going short. And obviously, retail, you and me, they were short, and now they're starting to accumulate very lightly. But the most important player here is this guy. Commercial. Very quiet. Not giving you any edge or any hints of what they really want to do. This is interesting. Short, sideways, kind of building, but definitely very, very cold-hearted. Let's go to our charts. Let's take some time here. Let's expand. As you can see, value area high around 335, and we're somewhere around here. Still holding 335 on the bigger time frames. Is the monthly. On the weekly, we almost kissed our value area high of 390. 373. You can say 390 or 384 and 381. So we're very at the top end of this range. Finding support at the anchored VWAP, but very close. If it's gonna break, it has to break with some strength to go to the upside to test 490. Let's look at our daily. In our daily, you can see that we are on a 1 month time frame. We are at the point of control, and it's somewhere around 361, and it looks like it's just kind of oscillating there. Nothing really moving there. Let's go into 3 months and see what we got. And we're in 3 months, we are below the anchored VWAP. I believe this is the one. Let's see, we could just hide that one. Okay, so maybe we're still below it. So I think this is from another one, but we are below the anchored VWAP from this high of 490 and below the point of control. Value area low is 354 and 346. Let's go into our simple glance. And our monthly has a MACD negative below the 50, kind of chopping around, holding the 200. As you can see here, is to the downside. But the trend is still up. It's just a minor correction here. But it's getting choppy here. But MACD is negative. So there's it's a mix of pros and cons. As of right now, just looking at the trend and the price action is still positive. When we go to the weekly, you can see that we bounced off here, the 50, but then failed, and now we're below the 20 and in Chop Fest or in the Mobos. We need to break down below 340 to get Momo to the downside, and maybe even push and test the point of control around 259, or maybe a wave 5. In the Elliott wave theory, we already made our wave 4, so this is official. A wave 4, a wave 5 should be coming. If it's going to play out, we don't know yet, but so far it hasn't cracked 340. It cracks 340 and takes out this low. 283, 285, then a wave 5 is definitely in the works. So far, MACD is still positive, but you got this hockey stick. And every time I see that hockey stick, always kind of leans that maybe the bears they're gonna pounce hard. Looking at our daily, you can see that we have a gap fill, and we're struggling now within the 50 SMA. Corner control is around 394 in your regression channel, so this is a nice area to go short. I am short with a small amount at the 372, I believe. But it could go higher maybe in the overnight to, bring some pressure, which is fine. And if it does, and if it fails somewhere around here, I'm gonna add to my short position and see what happens. Around 394. I don't know if it's gonna do this not last explosion up. If it gets up there, we don't know. But if it doesn't, I'm betting that we're gonna start going lower between today and tomorrow. So I'm already in to see if that's going to play out. MACD is negative, below the 50, below the cloud. Futures looking a little negative on the short time frame and the linear regression channel. So this is the X entry if we ever get a pop today, tomorrow, or EIA report. This would probably be a better entry compared to where I'm at now. Let's go into our geometry. So far, our midpoint, it's around the 19th. We got a couple of days to hit that. Let's see. Anything here? Retracement. Kind of hanging around the 75%, 358. So we're kind of finding support there. And I think there's nothing there. Gap fill. We got 190, 184, 202 to 197, and we got 305 to 298 gap fill area. Gann fans, the retail, you see that we are now below this angle. This is what retail, uses. FT levels, we're below these two FT levels. The next one for support will come out at 326. So that'll be a nice big drop if we get it. Or the next one will be around 316. Let's see. Channels. We found support at this quadrant, gap fill, and hit this channel and just been kind of stalling here and finding support at the quadrant right here around 360. So if you fail that, your next one will be 342 all the way to 323 and then back to your midpoint 307. I'm looking for a down move between today and tomorrow. And lastly, let's look at our APF. So far we cracked it, came back in, and if we crack this APF somewhere around 355, you're obviously going to test 328. And if it cracks that, 284, then we're probably going to go push lower for a possible wave 5. Lastly, let's look at our midpoint chart. Let's look at our yearly. And so far, it didn't get to kiss the quadrant. And this is a weekly chart. So we need to crack around 340 to get some Momo to the downside. Bigger targets will be obviously 351, 320, and then your midpoint for the year is at 285, and that's why this bounce from here. You got that 490, you got 7 weeks of a downturn, and then bounce. And if it's going to go down, it's going to test this 285. If it bounces off here, then that's a fail new low, and it's going to rip maybe to November, where the weekly spectrum cycles peak around that time. But so far, it's still there. But you can see that it's showing some sign of weakness on the Stokes. Looking at our daily, using the monthly pivots, you can see there's support around 352. That's your midpoint here. So that's probably one of your bigger targets if it goes down. If it cracks that mobile and 352, you can see that's already, the waves are giving us heads up. Like, yep, it's already starting. We just got to continue with the momentum down. Looking at our 4-hour, we're above the 200 right here. And you can see that 361 is already the line in the sand for this whole week. So we're below 361. The pressure is going to be to the downside. If we're above it, we're going to try to hold it. But I am short around 371. Is around here, right? Yeah, 371, 372. This is where I'm short, which on the daily, in the overnight, this was the area that I was looking to short. And it's in conjunction with the 75% on the weekly. As long as we push and continue pushing lower, you see that the mobile is already negative. Stokes are unwinding lower. Oh, you got that 200 SMA. That could be support. But targets to the downside at a more fractal level, 352. And then obviously 342. That's our low that we made on the 6th. Extreme targets to the downside will be, these are the extensions, 332 all the way to 322. Now, if you're more fractal on a daily level, you don't want to get above, or you don't want to see prices get above 364. We made a low today on the US session around 352. So targets in the overnight will be 353 all the way to 349. So far, they're pushing lower. So my bias is to the downside. And like I said, between today and tomorrow, it should pick up steam. I'm using a technique that is lining up today. So my bet is that it's going to go lower. If I'm wrong, it's just going to stop me out. And it's going to want to continue going higher. Then I'll just have to ride the wave. Maybe my Gann technique didn't work out today or tomorrow. But we'll see. The day is young. Lastly, let's look at our Gann square. We went as high as 384 around here. We're hovering around 359, which is somewhere around here. There. 356 was a low. As soon as we could take out 352, it should be spiraling down 342, 343 to 334, all the way to 325. So I want to see some Momo to the downside and at least take out 334. But if it holds 361 and pushes above 371, that's what I'm short at the zero line, 371, 372. If it gets above there, then I'm going to get stopped out. But I don't want to see it above 381 because then it's going to go against me. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.